Time to get up, y'all. It is time to get up. This is The Alarm is On, and I'm your host, of course, MJ. Today's segment, I'm just really focused on questions and answers, and I've been missing y'all. Before we get into everything, I just want to let y'all know I've been missing y'all. I waited all week patiently to see y'all. I'm glad we all here. I'm glad we all made it. I'm glad we all in attendance. It was a hell of a week, but we here. Um, First, I want to give gratitude before I jump into the questions and answers. I want to give gratitude for just being sober and seeing another day. I thank God. I appreciate everyone for stepping in. I definitely want to give gratitude to you guys because without you, this is impossible. So, first question I have is, how does childhood trauma show up in adult relationships before someone finds recovery? That's a good question. That is a good question. I would say many people experience compulsions where they're unconsciously seek on familiar like chaotic dynamics or trauma bonding, if you will. It might look like people pleasing and inability to set boundaries, or even intense fear of abandonment. I know for sure I can agree and fully say my trauma show up as fully abandonment issues, none other. Experience that from childhood in many different ways. Yeah, so definitely, I would definitely say, yeah, it show up. You see it, and some people are often trauma bond, and it's not healthy. Next question: can you have trauma if your childhood wasn't physically abusive? Yeah, yeah, abandonment. We just said that right there. Abandonment. Mine wasn't physical harm, in a sense, like abusive. You can suffer from emotional neglect or abandonment issues where a child is left feeling ignored or invalid or having invalid feelings. Most definitely, which sometimes along the lines you can end up using substances once you're, have experienced these things. We're gonna jump straight into the third question, which is how does powerlessness in the first step differ from the powerlessness you felt during trauma? I feel like personally it's not a different. Feeling powerlessness to me, just in the definition for myself, is just having no control, unmanageability, can't take the wheel, if you will. So yeah, I don't feel like it's a difference between the first step and trauma. Although maybe because we haven't admitted to it, maybe we haven't understood our trauma. That's the only difference I can find in between the both powerlessness. Other than one is you have admitted to your powerlessness, and maybe the other you haven't come to terms with yet. Other than that, I find no difference in the struggle, if you will. But if you, out of these three questions, if you felt like you can answer it in a different way, please drop it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know, how do you feel? Like, just because I have, a certain opinion or my mind may work different from you guys, you might, find a different way to look at things. And we all human, we all go through different things, but we all need to learn from one another, period, point blank. And here's another question geared towards more NAAA. Does the fourth step risk re-traumatizing someone? Whoa, that is a good question. Let me read that again. Does the fourth step in the inventory, the fourth step, risk re-traumatizing someone? Oh my God, I love that. Oh my God. This is a common concern. Like, honestly, I feel like everybody kind of struggle with this topic because I feel like this is such a great question because I feel like the fourth step is giving your all. You have to really, literally give your all into going back into the past, stepping into your trauma, and revealing some stuff that you may not even know you was going through, and just letting it all out, being vulnerable. So I do feel like most of my community may feel like this is a risk of being traumatized, to re-traumatize someone. It could feel like that. It could feel like that. But I feel like that's because people are not vulnerable enough to just step into it. But I feel like once you do it, it's not a traumatizing situation. It's more of a relief. It's something you've been holding in and holding on to. But once it's out, and you're able to step forward and move past it. So I'm going to read it again. Does the fourth step inventory risk re-traumatizing someone? If I answer for myself, it could be. But also, it depends on the person. It just simply depends on the person because I feel like, I felt like this until I did it. Until I did it, then I felt like it was just a relief. It wasn't traumatizing. It wasn't pulling me back into. But the more I was saying no to doing it, is where my traumatizing was beginning. Like, I wasn't vulnerable enough. So I don't know. I want y'all to answer that. Again, does the fourth step inventory risk re-traumatizing someone? And in my notes, it says this is a common concern. The key is balance. While the inventory helps identify patterns, it's often helpful to work through the heaviest trauma with a sponsor who understands trauma-informed recovery or professional therapist alongside the steps. I don't really think they kind of covered that. In a sense, they did, but let me know how y'all feel about it. I really would like to know the feedback on that because that was a good question. That was awesome. But yes, let's jump right into the fourth question. So the fourth question is, what is the difference between sobriety and emotional sobriety? And in my keynotes, I got sobriety is the physical abstinence. Emotional sobriety is the ability to sit with uncomfortable feelings like those triggered by past trauma without needing to check out or react impulsively. What do y'all feel about that? Let me know in the comments. How do y'all feel about this question? What is the difference between sobriety and emotional sobriety? I like that question as well. All right, fifth question. How do you handle triggers during a meeting or while reading recovery literature? How do I handle triggers? One, I just wait and listen out. I listen fully through, especially in a meeting, because I do get triggered. I'm not gonna lie, especially when the topic of, for me, sex come up, because I don't really fully feel like I've dealt with it full on. It's like a trigger for me because I feel like when we were at, I don't feel like I dealt with that yet. I'm still, still coping, still getting my stuff together. So when that come up, I kind of like cringe. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm grown, it could be, it's like a cringy moment, but I just kind of like sit back and listen and take it in and kind of remind myself that I'm going to hear cringy things. It's okay. Count in the notes it say practical tips. You can do grounding exercise like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, stepping out, getting some air, or calling a support person immediately after. It's okay. Acknowledgement. Like I said, sex. And let me break it down. Not just sex, but the trauma of like childhood and rape and molestation. Let's just say that. Excuse me as well. But don't mean to trigger anybody. But yeah, so when that topic comes up per se, it kind of triggers me, and it just, I kind of like, in the meetings, I kind of cringe a little bit, but I'm getting better. Like the technique, I do the counting, or I kind of like take my ring and I spin it, different things to just have you still in that moment, but, not take you out of that moment as well. Just something to keep you calm. If y'all have any questions that y'all may want to talk about, any topics, please drop it, DM, drop the answers on this topics, on these questions in the comments. Hit it with that alarm. And, alarm emoji, all in the comments. I love y'all. For the people that do support and the people that don't, be missing out. But let me know what y'all want to hear, what y'all want to talk about. This week, I try my best to deliver as much as possible. I do have my own personal life that I go through daily, but I'm not going to miss a beat on this because it means so much to me. But what I can say, y'all, we going live tomorrow, so y'all already know. Y'all know what time to be there. 9 o'clock a.m. Do not miss out. Be there. I'm going to be there, so you better be there because I'm going to be looking. And if you're not there, yeah, I'm going to come looking for you. But yeah, y'all be there, man. This is the alarm is on. I love y'all. Please let me know in the comments what y'all feel about these questions and what you have to add to it. Hey, I'm just looking to help somebody because I was helped. And once upon a time, I was down and I was low. So I'm just giving back what was given to me. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all. God bless y'all and I love y'all.
I'm standing on business. 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 I'm standing on business.